me get the mic. Honey, I got something to say. Ooh, I like that. Can you turn that up for me? No, like, it's Maja. But you know, Maj for short. Ask Maj.
What's up? It's your girl Maj, and we are back with another episode of Ask Maj, the podcast, where I'm spilling all the real tea. Y'all, my braids won't let me be great today. It's about time to take these things out, honey. I done had them in a bun, and now they like sticking up. They won't stay down. I can't. Like, I just needed a protective style, okay? I just needed a protective style. I'm ranting at this point because I'm looking at myself in the video. But anyway, hey, y'all. I miss y'all every week. Christmas is in 2 days. What's up? The birth of Jesus, okay? Happy birthday, Jesus. Yes. Get into it, okay? I hope y'all have an amazing Christmas, okay? It's been a long year. Enjoy this moment with your family. Y'all know how I feel when I was talking about Thanksgiving. Like, really be in the moment. Enjoy your Christmas. Have an amazing Christmas. Okay, so I got a really bomb interview for you guys today. I'm talking to the founders of a new brand called More Faith. It was started this year, launched this year at the beginning of the pandemic. And the founders are some of my really close friends. So Cedric Moore and Reginald Ward. I call him Reg for short. We're good friends. We all went to college together, and they've started this new brand called More Faith, which is an online community for people who love God, for young people who love God. And it's just grown since the beginning and since they started it. And so it's just been so amazing to see their growth and all that they're doing just in the community and really walking in their purpose. It's just so good to see. It makes me feel so good, brings me so much joy. And I think we need that, right? Like, we need, a space for us young people to talk about, our relationship with God and, our faith, and how we are navigating just this life. And still, trusting, and trying to walk in the path that God has set for us. So I'm excited, and I just thought this was the perfect time, considering it's the holidays and, we are getting into the birth of Jesus and all the wonderful things that he has done for us. So I think it'll be good. I think you'll be inspired. I'm super excited to be chatting with them today. So let's jump into the Maj moment so we can jump into this interview. So I know this is a little bit premature because it's kind of about goals, but it just was on my heart. And so it actually came from a conversation with Reggie, who I'll be chatting with in a second. But we were just chatting, and he was just talking about, the importance of, journaling and, how journaling and writing down his goals and his manifestations and the things that he wants from God, how it's been working for him and how he, how he's seen, I guess, God reveal himself, just through his manifestations. And so, we were kind of getting to the grit of the conversation. I was asking, well, what do you feel like works? Or, what do you feel like is effective, when you're journaling and when you're asking God for things and when you're manifesting things? And he said, Maja, if I can just be honest, I'm just extremely, what's the word he used? He said, I make it plain. That's what he said. He said, I make it so plain for God so it doesn't leave any just room for not misunderstandings, child, because God don't misunderstand anything, but just it doesn't leave room for anything, right? Like, it leaves room for no question. Like, I make it extremely plain when I write my manifestations down, and I'm asking and trusting God to do some things. And so that's kind of like where the Maj moment generated from, especially as we're thinking about going into the new year. Folks are planning and just thinking about what they want to accomplish next year and writing down your goals and all of those good things. And they're wonderful. But there's a scripture in the Bible, and it says, write it down and make it plain. So I just encourage you, as you are thinking about your goals, as you are writing down your goals, thinking about everything you want to accomplish next year, and just reflecting on everything you've accomplished this year and everything you wanted to accomplish this year. Make it plain for God. Be specific. Tell him exactly what you want. Make it specific. Now, don't get me wrong. He already knows. But when we think about, just manifesting in the power of faith and trust, honey, make your goals smart. What is it? What's smart? I can't think of it. Wow. Specific. Okay, I know. S is specific. M is measurable. A is attainable. R is, some people say, relevant. You can call it relevant. And time is timely. So, is it timely or like time, something with time? But basically like putting a time stamp on it. So in other words, I'm ranting at this point, but I say all that to say, as you are writing down your goals, honey, write it down and make it plain. Be specific with what you want. Be specific with your manifestations. Tell God exactly what you want, what you're expecting of him, when you want it, and just ask him to make a way, and then once you manifest those things, once you ask for those things, ask him to prepare you, ask him to give you guidance, and to prepare you for what it is that you're manifesting and that you're asking for and that you're trusting him for. So that's the Maj moment. It's just like I said, I think it's a little bit premature because well, maybe not. I know a lot of people are writing down their goals now and planning for next year. But like I said, as you're writing down your goals and you're just planning, honey, write it down and make it plain. Be specific with God. He wants to know exactly what you are expecting of him. So I just encourage you, write it down and make it plain, y'all. Make it plain. And I'm just praying for all of you that you trust God and that he gives you exactly what your heart desires. But it was just so fitting because that was a conversation Reggie and I had while we were catching up, and then we end up doing an interview for this week's episode. So I'm super excited to be talking to them. So we're going to jump right into this interview. All right. Hello. I am so excited to be chatting with two good friends of mine. We go way back, and I'm really excited to talk about this really important topic today. So I got Mr. Reginald Ward and Cedric Moore. Hey, y'all.
What up? Thanks for having us.
Of course. How y'all feeling?
I'm great. It's a holiday season, I'm in the holiday spirit, I'm just ready to have a great discussion,
I feel that
we get right into it, ready for today's combo,
ready
to get it in with your audience. Thanks for having us.
Come on, absolutely. And y'all know we are right on. First of all, y'all know it's like the Negro solstice. Y'all know everybody. Did y'all get y'all superpowers today?
Yeah. I got mine. I got my Dr. Umar hat on,
Okay.
He's groove ready.
Yes, I'm so here for it. But yes, we are getting ready to head into the new year, and so I was like, I've always wanted to do an interview with you guys, but I just thought about the holiday, and going into the new year, and I know folks are making new goals and all of that good stuff, and I know you guys have just wrapped up your toy drive, so we'll talk about that in a second. But if I did not mention this before, More Faith is an online community of young people who just love God, right? So talk a little bit about that. What exactly is More Faith? I know that's my definition, but what is More Faith and how did it start?
Okay. Ted, you want to start or you want me to start?
So I'll go ahead and start. So basically More Faith is a open space where people could just come have candid conversation revolving, around faith. We pretty much founded this platform in the midst of a pandemic when everybody was scared. This was March, was it? At the last weekend of March is when Easy and I, we came up with the idea. Well, Easy came to me and he said, bro, we're going to start a Bible study with our Lam brothers. And, I was like, okay, cool. And after that, he was like, we're going to start one, I think it's good, if we probably branch out. And somebody had came to him and said the same thing. And a friend of mine had said the same thing to me when I told them that we were doing a Bible study. And they said, why don't you guys branch out and make it to the general public? And I'm like, I don't know about that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't want to be seen in that light, And I brought it to Easy, and Easy said, somebody said the same thing to me. And we're like, we know exactly what that means. It was kind of like confirmation. So after that, he was like, bro, like, you're doing this with me. Like, you ain't got no choice. And, after that, the rest was history.
Yeah, that's it. And, for us, More Faith is a place where, we build community with like-minded individuals. And then honestly, More Faith is a place where people of all backgrounds, races can come and just, grow in faith. As a young person, we know how challenging it is to balance your coolness or, your hipness, while also your belief in God. So, we want to just have a platform where you can kind of channel all of that together and talk about a variety of topics: sex, relationships, strongholds, like whatever topic you can think of. On More Faith, we talk about it and we make sure that everybody feel comfortable doing it.
Right. I love that. That's interesting. And I want to put this out there. I know you guys haven't mentioned it, but I always thought it was so interesting how you guys combine the name. Y'all want to tell the story? Because I know the story. Go ahead.
So we were talking about the names. For me, it just came simple. I was like, bro, right now everybody needs more faith. But I said, think about it like this. I said, your name for your platform, because Cedric has a platform, More Ambition. Mine's this Game of Faith. And then it just clicked. Like I was like, yo, and I said, our platform, our name really describes the times we're in. Like we need more faith. So I said, literally, like drop Game of and drop Ambition and combine more and then faith. It was literally so basic, but that's how it came about. It was just like it wasn't any thought to it. I was like, yo, More Faith, this is gonna be it, and it just came.
And the thing about me and Easy is we've known for a long time, for years, that we always wanted to collab, with both of our platforms. We never knew exactly how that was going to come about. We didn't have like a plan for it. It was just like something where God just placed it in our lap in the midst of a pandemic, and it was seamless. We didn't have to put much effort into it. Just like Easy said, it just clicked. And, from there, the collab started. Like Easy just said, he dropped the Game of, I dropped the Ambition. And then from there, we just had More Faith.
Right. I love that. So Ced, your brand is a brand that helps people kind of navigate life after college. And it was called More Ambition.
Right.
And then Reg, or Easy, I call Reggie Reg, but the people call him Easy, so we can call him Easy. But Easy has a podcast called Game of Faith, and so then they came together, and it just flowed perfectly. And Reg, Easy, we always talk about this. When you give things over to God, it just happens, right? Like it just comes so easy. So I was super excited to share that story of just like how it came, because like you said, it just was so perfect in these times. But you said something, really important, I guess, just about starting this in the midst of the pandemic, right? Is all about having more faith. So why is creating, I guess, just an online community, for young people, for people like us, right? Who love God, to talk about having that more faith, right? Especially in this time. Like, why is that so important? Like when you were thinking about, starting this online community, because, like Ced said, it's different when it's just us, when it's just the girls, when it's just us, but when you're opening this space up, I mean, it's so many different factors you have to consider, right? It's a completely different ball game. So it takes a lot of bravery and courage to, do something like that. So if I can ask, why was that so important? Especially starting this in the pandemic, like, we got to do this. These people need this.
It was like we couldn't run from it, in the midst of like when the pandemic was at its height back in the spring, a lot of people were scared. A lot of people, were like losing their minds. You cut the TV on, you see nothing but COVID deaths and numbers rising. And, you look in your group chat, it's all types of stuff. Like people are frantic, right? And it seemed like Easy and I were like the only ones in like all of our circles that were like level headed. And it was kind of like, okay, we have to be the ones that kind of like lead the charge to help, our peers get back on track, or we have to be the ones, to kind of direct them through these times. And the thing about it is, Easy and I, we didn't know how we were going to do it. Like we literally learned how to do this on the fly. Like week in and week out, we had each other. It was like we were going to war each week with each other. Like when I say with each other, like we were together, like facing, a global pandemic. We were doing this in the middle of racial tension. It was just so much that we felt like our peers needed just to stay afloat in these times. And it was, to me, it felt like there was no other better two people to do it than me and Easy.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I can echo those same exact sentiments. And Maja, I've known you since like 2014, 2015, and I've always been about the same thing: impact. And when I was thinking of this how it happened. I was at Smoothie King. I remember it. I was thinking like, make an impact on this time period? Because I'm always trying to think about like, like what's the next thing that I can do to just, make an impact and just, be the best version of myself. And when this happened, I was like, this is it. Mm-hmm. I was like, this is it. I said, right now, people need an outlet. Young adults need an outlet. Mm-hmm. One, they can come and just be themselves, because the sad reality is this: the church doesn't provide a space, and most places, not all, but most places don't provide a place where young adults can come and be themselves, not feel judged, not have somebody, castigate them to the wolves, where they can just really just come and just be their true, free, authentic selves.
Right,
and
right.
Platform where not only could they be themselves, but they could come and learn and grow in faith in a time where faith is needed. Like, I mean, I'll tell this story. Said now, our faith was so crazy during that time period. We thought we was gonna step a G-Ho. We knew. We just knew that by I was like, man, bro, by August we gonna be good to go. You know what I'm saying? We outside. And we was talking so positive. Then
Tell them. We were so positive. No, mind you, this is how positive we were, that we thought we were only going to be doing More Faith for like 2 months. We were like, the pandemic going to be gone by June, bro.
It's so funny, because I remember just like Reg telling me like, it was 150 people on this call today. Yeah. So just to see the growth has been amazing. And I still get my emails. But Reg, you made another good point about, there's not a lot of spaces for young people to talk about what we want to talk about, the real stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you go to church sometimes and you hear the pastor talk, it's almost like it's cute, but can we really talk about the things that people don't want to talk about? Because, if we're going to be candid, we don't face the same issues that our moms and dads face, right? Like, we're not dealing with the same thing, grandmas and grandpas face. So the conversation is different, right? The space looks different. So when you think about, I guess, the mission for starting More Faith, right? And you think about even yourselves as Black men, because let's be real, this is different for young Black men to start a Bible study for people. That ain't normal. That is not normal. So when you think, I guess, personally, what are some things, I guess, you go through as just like young Black men that you feel like other people can relate to, and that More Faith can help people kind of navigate through? So like, what obstacles do you deal with?
So, I mean, one,
in your faith walk, kind of as a young person and in your faith walk.
Yeah. I mean, that's a perfect question. I know off rip, the number one thing that I struggle with in regards to my faith and just being a young Black man is feeling the pressure of having the balance between not being too religious and too traditions, but also being my true self, which means, yes, you'll see me at a function. You'll see me at Liddy in the City. You know what I'm saying? I'm a regular 25-year-old, I'm not some person who's just going to sit in a room and just be like, hey man, that's how our relationship goes today. No, I'm actually a real person. And I think a lot of times when especially dudes like said now, whoever platform, when they see us, they look at it and say, hey, you should just be somewhere, studying the Bible all day long. And it's like, no, like I'm young, just like you, you'll see me at a function. And I think a lot of times that type of judgment can add like a self-consciousness, or maybe like an anxiousness on us, cause it's like, people watch me, people judge me and stuff like that. So that's just something that I know I personally deal with, that I try to get out of. But sometimes, when you're out and people are like, oh, are you doing this? Like, I'm not a perfect man. I never proclaim to be, I'm just a man that's progressing, and trying to do my best that I can do.
Yeah, we've, and I have the exact same story, the exact same experiences. There are times where, I'll go out and people, I have like a shot in my hand. They like, yo, you about to take a shot? And I'm like, yeah, I'm about to take a shot. You know me for a long time. So I think that it was very pivotal that and significant that Easy and I were chosen to lead this platform, because people know both sides of us. You know what I'm saying? And we wanted to be able to show people, and then to attract, we wanted the platform to attract those people who feel like they can't do both. You know what I'm saying? Because like Easy said, there's too many situations where, you feel like you have to, lose who you are. Or you feel like you have to be somebody that you're not. You know, some people make it seem like, you know, I just because I turn up, you know what I'm saying, on the weekends, like I can't go to church, you know what I'm saying, because I feel guilty that I turned up last night. You know, we want to show people that, you know, we're not too far extreme, you know, we're a healthy medium. And that's pretty much, you know, why we felt like More Faith was attracting the attraction that it did, because so many people could relate to who we are personally. A lot of people saw themselves when they saw Easy and I.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, those are all good points. And, you know, when you guys were talking, the first thing I thought about was just like social media, because, you know, we're in such a, you know, Reg, I see you shaking your head. You know, we're in such a, you know, digital just age and space, especially with the pandemic. Everything has moved virtual. So I think there are more eyes, and there's a more intense kind of like, I don't even know the word, but like perception, like you're watched even more closely because everybody's on. What you say?
Scrutiny, intense scrutiny.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is, because, you know, everybody's eyes are, there is nothing else to do, right? Like you're on social media. Yeah. And the bad thing about it, which is, it's actually good and bad, but the bad thing, I guess good and bad, but I would say the bad thing about it is when you post something, people can create whatever perception from that they want. Right. So that's why, you know, when you said like, oh, I have a shot in my hand, people are like, oh, you got a shot. Like, what? How are you drinking? But I just saw him promoting the toy drive with More Faith. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead, Reg. What you were saying?
Go ahead. No, I was agreeing with you. I was like that's facts.
Yeah. So I know, I think that's so important to see. Like you said, it's relatable. Like these people are like me. You know what I'm saying? Like these people like to hang out like me. Like I like a little drink. You know what I'm saying? I like a little function. So, but I still love God too. You know. So I guess in that, this is kind of a two-parted question here. Is when you think about kind of that scrutiny, it seems like such a harsh word, but like when you think about that scrutiny, right? But you think about still wanting to maintain a positive image. Like what about that is kind of brings you back to like your relationship with God, right? Because when I think about it, it's all about interpretation. My relationship is not your relationship, right? And say your relationship is not Reggie's relationship. So I guess I wouldn't say how important, but how do you define? There we go. How do you define your own personal relationship with faith, with God, especially when we have so many eyes and so much scrutiny, right? Like we're under a microscope.
Yeah, I think that's a really great question. I think especially when it comes to that microscope. So like the first thing before I even get into that I think about is just really what it all boils down to is that people have a certain level of respect for you, right? And when people see you, they don't say it like to you most times, but they really see you up here, right? And they have a certain level of respect for you. So when they see you out, they say like, oh, you know what? I have you up here. You can't be down here with me. You know, like, and that's what it is. And it's not necessarily like a bad thing, but it's like hey, you know what? I just respect you so much. I don't think that you would be doing the same things that I would do. So, you know, with that being said, you know, how do I define my relationship with God through that and through my faith? It's like for me, it's all about being progressive. It's all about just being better than I was the day before. You know, I'm not perfect and I still get it wrong day after day, you know, and time after time, you know. But the thing about it is you fall down and you get back up. You fall down and you get back up. The word says clearly there's no condemnation in Christ. You know, like you can't condemn yourself because we're born sinners. We're going to fall. We're going to slip up. But the thing about it is, Maja, and this is what I want to get across to every person watching this, is that you may fall, you may get drunk, or you may have sex with somebody, like you may do whatever, right? But get back up, you know, and just try to be better. You know, that's what it's about. It's not about like, I'm not up here to tell you, hey, you're going to hell. But yo, just get up and be better. And I believe that progression is better than perfection, especially because I mean you can't be perfect anyway. And yeah, and
that's definitely something, you know, everything that Easy just talked about is something that I struggled with personally. You know, just giving myself grace. Being now that we have this platform, now that we're in the spotlight a lot more than we were a year ago. Now that, you know, we have so many more eyes on us, you know, because of social media, so many more people know who we are. I definitely think there were times where I was hard on myself, you know, because like I got to uphold this image, you know, and, you know, Easy now we go through the same thing. You know, we talk about this all the time. But for me personally, I don't think that I gave myself enough grace just for being able to balance a regular life and the platform. And, you know, at times it could be overwhelming. And I think that's probably one of the struggles that came with, you know, being in the position that we're in. It's definitely a learning experience. Like Easy said, it's like a progressive thing, you know, where we're getting better and better, you know, each and every day. And that's something that we try to deliver to our audience, you know, and I think that just to go back to the platform, I think that's why we're able to attract the people that we attract to our platform, and we're able to show them, you know what I'm saying, that it's not about perfection. It's about, you know, progression. It's about, you know, just giving yourself grace, you know, like we're all in this thing together. One thing about More Faith is, you know, to anybody that has ever joined a call, we don't want to create an atmosphere where one person or some people know more than the other people. It's not about that. Like, this is a place where we're all on the same playing field. Like Easy and I, we don't, like when we're speaking to our, you know, our audience, we don't come off as if we know everything or as if we have all the answers or as if we're perfect. Like, we'll get on there and we'll be straight up like, yo, like, we just screwed up, you know what I'm saying? Or like, we're struggling with this, just like y'all are, you know what I'm saying? And people can resonate with that because it's genuine. And I think that's really what has contributed to the growth and the effectiveness of our platform. You know, we've been pitching progression and not perfection. And like I said, that's something that I've been struggling with myself, but that I've been getting better with. And that's something that the platform has helped me realize, and just to help me better, you know, my relationship with God to a point where now I'm focusing on giving myself more grace, you know what I'm saying? Just realizing that God gives me grace for the things that I'm doing too. So
yeah, good stuff. Okay, so let's switch gears just a little bit here. Like I said in the beginning, you know, we're in the holidays, right? Like, we're getting ready to go into the new year, and folks are, you know, goal setting. And, you know, I've seen a lot of posts about, you know, like 2021 this and 2021 that. And I really feel like people think this pandemic is going to be over once 2021 hit. So, you know, you mentioned, you know, just starting More Faith, right? Like in the middle of a pandemic, like racial tensions, people are dying. I'm not gonna lie, like every time I see somebody like post a picture, I'd be so scared to read the caption, like, because I don't know what it's gonna say. I really don't know what it's gonna say. But I guess just in the midst of that, these are the times where I feel like a lot of young people question, like, what is going on? Why is this happening? Like, when is this going to be over? There's this huge fear of the unknown. You know, so when you live up to this More Faith and you talk about this More Faith, what really helps you stay grounded when you just think about everything that's like going on around you? Say, you look stressed. So what helps you stay grounded?
For me personally, I got to go back to the meaning of the platform, you know, like before I even dive into the question that you just asked, More Faith for me has been just as beneficial for myself as it's been for my audience. You know what I'm saying? And just the name itself, More Faith, you know, like Easy said, that's what we need in these times. So I think that for me, what kept me grounded was knowing that we can't be the leaders of a platform that's promoting faith if we don't have it ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't be on the front line talking about faith if we're not exemplifying it ourselves, if we're not speaking that over ourselves, if we're not, showing that example to our friends and our peers. And, you know, it goes back to why we started the platform, when so many people were losing it, when so many people were scared, they didn't know what was going on. We felt like we had to lead the front line of like having faith in crazy times. So I think for me, just knowing that, you know, I'm now a leader for faith and what faith means, that keeps me grounded, you know, and just to see how many people depend on the platform, to see, you know, how many people, for me, just, I've been able to see all ends of the spectrum this year. You know what I'm saying? I've been able to see people high. I've been able to see people like on their lows, you know, and pretty much just having to provide a space for the people that are in their lows, I think has really kept me grounded with my faith, just to be able to, you know, help a lot of people get through these times. Hope that answered your question.
Oh, no, absolutely.
That's a really great point. I think for me, like, one of the things that I revert back to is just that, like, all things work for the good of those who love God. And I really believe that like nothing bad lasts forever.
Yeah.
That's easier said than done, but like I just don't believe that like this is gonna last forever. You know, I do believe that there'll be a day where like we'll return to a somewhat new normal. So for me, like I'm just always thinking ahead. Like, okay, you know what? This ain't gonna be that bad. Like we gonna get it. Like.
Right.
I mean, and I know right now, like it doesn't seem like it looks bleak. Hope is bleak, but like I'm just holding on to like that better day, like that greater time, because I do believe that like contrary to people, they think God knew this was going to happen in 2020. He knew 2020 was going to be a year of reset, and people talk about 2020 clear vision. I believe this year a lot of things were made clear for a lot of people. You know, like the vision is very clear. Like a lot of things were made and set in stone and plain, people. So, you know, for me, I'm like, you know, God knew this was going to happen. We didn't know this was going to happen, but he knew it was going to happen. So I know that on the other side of this, it has to be something good. Like it's no way we go through all this just to be in like another miserable 4 years. I mean, I just don't believe that. So that's what really, I mean, me having just an optimistic mindset and just having that faith in like, yo, life's going to get better.
Yeah. Yeah. So now, you know, you guys talked about your own personal kind of sentiments and how you stay grounded. But when you think about other people who are struggling to hold on, what do you tell them? when you think about people who have lost loved ones and who have lost jobs, and how do you tell them to stay grounded? What advice do you offer them?
Wow, that's a great one. Well, I think one, the first thing you do is you got to be humanistic and have empathy for people, right? Like you can't just say, hey, you know, all things work together, because that's like the most insensitive, stupid thing you can say to somebody. So, you know, I would never say that. But for somebody out there who may have lost a loved one, first, you know, I would first extend my condolences, but then, you know, just kind of encourage them, like, you know what, like, you know, things are going to get better. You know, I'm not going to tell you, I'm not going to sit up here and prophet lie and tell you that tomorrow they're going to be better, or a week from now they'll be better. But I do know that greater days lie ahead, you know, and your former days, I mean, and your future days will be better than your former days. So, you know, just keep hope. Keep hope. You know, even in the midst of all this uncertainty, God has a plan for you. He loves you, and you do have a call and assignment on your life. And though it may not seem like it, things will get better.
Yeah, and for me personally, I know a few people that have struggled with loss this year, and one thing that I'm just learning. One of my close friends, you know, he just experienced a death in his family in the last week or so. And one thing that I'm learning when it comes to grieving is when we're on the opposite side, when we're the ones who, you know, are encouraging somebody that's dealing with those type of struggles, you know, it's okay to be silent. You know what I'm saying? When I say silent, you don't have to have all of the right words to say. And I used to think that there was, you know, all of the right words to say to somebody who was grieving. But in reality, there really isn't. You know, I think just being able to show them that you're there for them, you know, in their time while they're grieving is pretty much, you know, what they need. And when that time comes, when they're ready to open up and actually talk about it in depth with you, you know, then you can have those conversations. But, you know, I've learned that silence is okay, you know, but just showing them that you're present means a lot. And then, you know, on the other end, I've also had friends that have struggled with job loss this year. You know, I got friends who have kids who have struggled with job loss. And, you know, I can't say that I know exactly what they're feeling, because I don't. But one thing that I try to do is constantly be there for them, you know, and constantly encourage them, because for them, you know, it's a day in and day out cycle, you know. So one day they may be high, the next day they may be low, you know, like they may have a good week this week, then the next 2 weeks may be terrible. And I think that, you know, it's important that when those type of moments come, you don't leave people by themselves, you know, going through those type of things and not having anybody to talk to, you know, it's how people fall into depression, you know, fall into all types of things. So, you know, I don't have the perfect words. I know I wish I had like some phrases I could give you, but for me personally, I just try to make sure that I'm always present in my friends, you know, in their lives, you know what I'm saying? Always present with their struggles. You know, one thing that I've been doing recently is actually just praying with people, you know. I think that honestly, that does a lot. Like that works a lot of wonders. So that's pretty much how I've been, you know, just making sure that I'm helping encourage those who are struggling with like loss or job loss this year, because there's been a lot of that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. That's good. So now on a lighter note, I know you guys just finished up your toy drive. So first of all, congratulations to you guys. But I wanted to ask, what was the goal behind the toy drive, and did you accomplish that goal?
So we definitely accomplished it. Well, honestly, the goal was just to put a smile on people's faces who didn't have the means to do so for their kids this year. 1 second. Oh yeah, it was a little pop-up. But pretty much we knew that this has been a rough year for a lot of people in the pandemic, and Easy and I just had one goal, just help lighten the burden for those that, were struggling. So, and we definitely did that by a long shot. And I'm grateful that we were able to.
Yeah, and especially with this year, people just being affected by COVID in a major way. A lot of, like we said before, a lot of job loss, things like that. We really just want to just do our job as believers and give. Said not, I've been blessed, to be able to, financially be, in a good place, and we just thought it'd be a great idea, and our duty just to give back to others, and just put a smile on people's faces.
Yeah. So, again, I done said this 1,000 times, but 2021 is about to be over. So I know y'all just finished up your last call. That's what the email said. So what's next? What is next for More Faith in 2021? I don't want y'all to give away too much of y'all's secrets, but what's next?
So, go ahead.
Now I was just gonna make a joke. I was like, we're gonna ask you the same thing. We're gonna ask you what's next.
Oh, child, I got to stop playing it, honey. I'm a little late to the game. I just got my agenda the other day.
So right now, no, we don't have any concrete plans right now. Honestly, we do plan on returning, but right now what we're going to do is we're going to plan together. Sid and I will plan together. We'll meet, we'll plan together, and we'll pray on it. Because that's a thing about our platform more than anything is that it's submitted to God. So whatever God wants is what we'll do. So if that means we may start rooms on Clubhouse, or we may do breakout rooms. We don't know yet, So right now, I would say for More Faith is just open. We just open to whatever God wants, and we'll see in the next few weeks as we pray and probably fast before God just to see what's next. Because right now it's open and we don't know. Not quite yet.
We definitely believe that the brand is going to be evolving, though. That we do know that for sure. So that's exciting.
Yeah. So I know y'all started this in the pandemic, but would y'all be open to bringing this to an in-person once COVID is over? But bringing this to an in-person kind of community thing? Yeah.
100%. That was the original goal, and we started. We was like, "Yo, we need to do in-person sessions in the summertime." We really thought in the summertime we was gonna be able to do in-person sessions. So yeah, that's definitely the goal. We would love to do this in person because we actually believe that we will actually have a better turnout in person than we do on Zoom now.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep. So socials, whatever you day parties, brunches, all of that.
For the kingdom.
For the Lord. You know what
I'm saying?
Yes. Go ahead. What you saying, Reggie?
Nah, I would say, maybe have some Music Soul Child playing, some Mary J. We can't have it too raunchy, but we can be classy and still keep it productive for people.
Well, make sure y'all play some Beyonce. She not too ratchet.
Okay.
Okay, so tell the people where they can learn a little bit more about when y'all website coming. We getting the website soon?
Every 2021.
Okay, all right. So for now, for those who are listening and may want to get involved or this sounds interesting to them, how can they learn more about More Faith?
So they can follow us on our social media, our Instagram, our Facebook, and More Faith, Moore Faith 826. And that is More Faith 826. From there, if you're interested in getting involved with our candid conversations, whenever they return in 2021, just click the link in our bio. And then from there, it's like a link tree. It's like join our weekly candid conversations. You click that. From there, you enter in your email. That's how you get put on our emailing list. And then you'll be up to date with everything when we send it out.
Chill, y'all email marketing skills is on points.
Shout out.
You said shout out to who?
I said, shout out Sid for that. He
Sid, you be on it because email marketing is hard.
It is. Ready to pass that thing off to somebody else, though. I know that.
It is tough.
That's an intern or something. Interns, where you at? Hit us up.
Right. Well, that could be something. Reggie got me so weak. No, but that could. Y'all can submit that to Jesus. He might bring y'all some interns next week. Stop. I'm so done. I don't even know how we got through a serious conversation for 30 minutes because I can't. But that's the end, child. That was all my questions.
Hey, thank you.
It's been real.
I appreciate y'all so much. Like I said, this was really important to me because, I think a lot of people struggle, especially us, millennials, young Black folk, we struggle with, wanting to have that relationship with God and wanting to have more faith, no pun intended, but, still wanting to be cool, you know what I'm saying, and visible. So this was really important to me. And I think my listeners are going to really enjoy this. So, and y'all just, my listeners, we go way back. Child, I went to college with these fools. So I done seen it all. And now they men of Jesus.
Yeah, for sure.
But all right, well, I'm going to let y'all go. I appreciate y'all again so much just for, like I said, taking this time to chat with me today. And y'all know the episode comes out on Wednesday. I know I'll be blowing up y'all timelines with this stuff. So y'all make sure y'all stay tuned and share it.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for having us.
Of course. And I will let y'all go and talk to y'all soon.
All right. All right.
Peace.
All right.
All right, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed that interview. I just love them. They are doing some amazing things. Yes, I love it. But that is your dose of Maj for this week. I hope y'all have a Merry, Merry, Merry Christmas. And I will catch y'all on the next episode. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Let me get the mic. Honey, I got something to say. Ooh, I like that. Can you turn that up for me? No, it's Maja. But Maj for short. Ask Maj.